It is welcome in attacking Seattle, a place where the Browns have not won a lot. Tony Camino there. I'm Andy Billman here. Go to believeinaland.com. Check out our video as we talk about the key matchups this week with the Seahawks. Before we get into the matchups, I'll give an overall thought, and I want to hear yours. The Seahawks, to me, Tony, intimidate me in some levels, and other levels, I love this matchup. So because of this, and it's on the road, I'm obviously nervous. I don't have a great feeling, but I do see some things where I can see the Browns winning this game. I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah, no, we've seen them do crazier things this year. The
Right.
Seahawks, they're a solid team. You don't get to 4-2 by not doing anything right. But where we look to thrive, which is on the defensive line, is kind of where the Seahawks have really been struggling.
Right.
So that looks like if we can dominate up front again, maybe get a little bit more from the pass game, this could be another one we steal.
I agree with you. So I'll go to the biggest key to me. And, you can say that's for any teams, football from high school up, but I do think it's the lines on both sides. I think that's where it really comes down to in this game. And I love one matchup, and I'm very nervous about the other. And I think they're very obvious. I think the Browns' defensive line can have a big day. The Browns' offensive line on the road, Jed Wills having a limited week in practice, it's nerve wracking. I think the Browns are going to have to exploit Tony in this game, and I really think the Browns, yes, they played the Colts on the road, cool, much different set here in Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle's always been notorious as that really tough place to play. And I really do like our matchup with the defensive line, and I think our offensive line can have a solid day in the passing protection. The Seahawks are one of the best at yards before contact, so they're really changing the line of scrimmage. So I'm not thrilled about how we're going to run the ball on Sunday, but I think if we can at least protect the passer, maybe PJ can make a couple more big throws. I think there should be time to get the ball off at least.
I think the key to this game is running the ball. For those of you who are watching and don't know, Jerome Ford did return to practice on Friday. So he's now questionable. Doesn't mean he's going to play, but he's questionable. I think that's a big sign, a positive, because the Seahawks defensive line do two things well, and they're both not good for the Browns. They stopped and run. They're one of the top five teams stop and run, and they're one of the top five teams in sacks. And they've played one less game like the Browns have. So their teams have played more games who have more sacks above them. But Seahawks really do both things well. So I think there's a challenger. I really think the Browns are going to be challenged on the offensive line. But I see a big advantage on the other end. Geno Smith is not having a good year. He's back to being on planet Earth. And I think there's a really good chance to cause havoc. It's not crazy to say it could be another week where I make multiple turnovers possible to be created by the line.
Yeah, they're going to have to get after the quarterback because Gino played really well last year. Even under pressure, you'd get to him and he'd still make the right play. He is coming back down to earth a little bit, still playing good football, so you can't. And they've got good playmakers on the outside Metcalf, Lockett, Smith, and Jigba. But if we can just get to him quickly, heat him up, make his life miserable, that's a huge point. You're going to, just like you said, we're going to see the ball come out a lot. And that's really where the Browns need to dictate this game.
I see not a lot of points. Am I wrong? I just don't
Yeah,
see. I see
maybe
beyond.
off of turnovers, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think his point again, low 20s, high teens. I don't really see much offense here. Okay, I'll let you tee off on this first. What are your thoughts? No Deshaun PJ being the quarterback this week.
I think it's definitely the right call. We all saw it when he came back. He wasn't ready to play. Whether he
Mhm.
decided he needed to come back from pressure from the fans, whatever was going on internally that forced him to come back, he wasn't ready. The interception he threw wasn't even a bad throw. I think even Deshaun we saw against Tennessee makes that throw. It might
Right.
be a touchdown with Goodwin's speed. So that's tough. It's the right call. PJ hasn't been playing great over these last two games, but he seems to play the best when it matters. He's really had some good throws on game-winning drives, 2 straight weeks. So if we can get that prolonged out for more of a 4 quarters of football, not just all right, we need you right here, come through, make a big throw, then I think we'll be all right. Cooper needs to get more involved than he was last week. It was just he was covered well. He didn't catch a whole lot, wasn't getting as much separation, but it's the right call with PJ this week.
I agree with everything Tony said. I actually would not go after Jacoby Brissett. You're going to need Deshaun Watson at some point. This is Deshaun and PJ's world. It really is from here on out. I think PJ Walker deserves time to play under a full load of practices. Let's see how he does this week. Judge it again even next week, because I'm kind of questioning if even Deshaun's going to play next week against Arizona. Time will tell. It is the right move. There's no question. And we can go on and on and on, but you've heard all of our videos all week and last week. So I'm not going to get into it too much more. Any other things you're looking for in this game, Tony?
Really just hoping that the receivers can step out, get some separation, and make PJ's life easier. He's always been good at throwing the deep ball, so maybe we try to get. I know Goodwin's been on the injury report, but maybe we can try to get him going downfield. Elijah Moore had a better game. He had a big play at the end. Just really, the receivers could look to get separation, make PJ's life easier, and get open and win at the point.
Look for Dustin Hopkins again. They're going to have him make some field goals. I think that's going to be crucial in this game again. It's easy to make him an Indy. It's not going to be as easy on a loosely played field there in Seattle. We need Hopkins. I think Hopkins is key. Tony, how do you see this game playing out?
I think it's going to be another low-scoring game, hopefully to the Browns' favor in this one. I think it's going to come down to just whoever protects the ball better. If we can get a couple turnovers versus if we're turning the ball over. I think if we can limit the offense to no more than one actual turnover, because I don't count PJ's interception where it was a punt. That doesn't count. Actual turnovers, if we can limit that to like one, I like the Browns' chances to come away with another close win.
I think the key to this game is, again, that offensive line. If they can protect and just get a little bit of running space, I think the Browns will be okay. I really do. I just don't know about that matchup. It worries me. Carroll has always done well against Cleveland. That worries me too. It really does. I think Carroll's always done well. So I think those two things are challenges. I don't think this game's impossible for the Browns to win. I would stay away from this game if you're a gambler. Very hard to read this game outside taking the under. I would take the under heavy in this game. It's hard for me not to choose the Browns, but boy, it's tough. This is a tough one. It's a tough matchup. They really don't do well here historically. So a lot of challenges ahead. BelieveInTheLand.com for all of your Browns news all week. Tony and I will be on there Sunday morning at 9. Then you take your nap. Then you wake up at 4 o'clock and you watch the Seattle-Cleveland game. See you guys Sunday.